Growing up, pepper steak was one of my favorite, and you do not have to go out to your favorite restaurant spot because that can be right at home. And I'm gonna show you how to take a piece of flank steak and make a bomb pepper steak meal right in the house. Now, the key to any good meal is the main course, and in this case, the main course is the steak. So I'm using a piece of flank steak, and what you wanna do is you wanna slice this up. I usually go long ways like this. Take a knife and run it long ways like this to separate it. And what you want to do is you want to cut against the grain. So if the grains are going this way, you want to cut the opposite way. And if you cook, you know that makes the meat much more tender and not so chewy. Okay, so roughly you want your pieces, once they're cut up, to look like that. Not too thin, but really nice. And you see, because we cut against the grain, that's already looking nice and tender and not so tough. All right, so once the meat is cut up, you want to take that meat and you want to drop it inside of a bowl. Now that we got all the meat in the bowl, the next thing we want to do is to make the sauce, so the marinade for the meat. And that's simple. We want to use a little bit of olive oil, maybe about a tablespoon, or half a tablespoon to start. You don't have to use that much. We also got some oyster sauce, about 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce going in there. We got 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And we got one of the secrets. Is 2 tablespoons of hoisin. So that's the oyster sauce, you got the soy sauce, you got the hoisin, and I like a little heat, so we're gonna do a little bit of red pepper flakes, and by that I only mean maybe like a teaspoon or 2. It just adds a nice little flavor to the bottom. So now we just wanna drip this right into the bowl. Very simple. We wanna let that marinate right inside there. Coat all that steak like this. Wish you can smell this. It smells so good. Now I know this is a little bit, but my grandmother told me don't eat nothing. You know, everything is expensive out there, so we need to get every drop possible, because more flavor is better eating. All right, so now you got this all done, and once you get this all together and marinated, you want to put this in the fridge for about 20-30 minutes. If you have longer, an hour is even better, and then we're going to come back and put it all together and finish it up. All right, now you cannot have pepper steak without pepper, so while the marinade is in the refrigerator, developing and getting all that flavor, we're going to go ahead and get our peppers and our onions and our garlic cut up. All right, now we got these done. What I like to do sometimes is I like to have some of the peppers like nice and long, and I like to cut some of them short. It just gives a different chew and mouthfeel. And I used 2 peppers of each color, so green and red peppers, because I'm cooking a little more. I'm using like the whole slab of flank steak, but if you cook in half, then just reduce what you see by half. I'm also gonna take some fresh garlic now, pop this up, and then we're gonna mince it. We're going to add those aromatics to the pot. All right, now you got your peppers done, you got your garlic minced. Last thing you need is a nice yellow onion. Pick up a good one, and we're going to get this cut up, because that's going to complete exactly what we need. Now, how you cut this onion up is up to you, but I like to have the thicker rings just because it looks nicer in the pepper steak for me. So for me, I like to cut them in rings like that and kind of have them like that. So it's up to you, whatever you decide to do. If you want to make them cube, that's you. But I like for them to look good inside the plate. All right, this has been in the refrigerator for as long as I can handle it, because I'm getting hungry. And now we're gonna get this pan heated up. I'm using a cast iron pan. We're gonna get that flame rocking and rolling. There we go. Get this pan nice and hot, and when the pan is nice and hot, then you want to put the steak in there. Sometimes people put the meat in there too early and you got soggy beef. We do not want no soggy beef around here. All right, you see that smoke coming off that pan? I believe you can see it in 4K. Now that's when we want to drop that. If you ain't getting the sizzle, you ain't doing something right. All right, now what I like to do is once you put it down the first time, do not start moving it all around. Let it sit a little bit so the bottom can get a little crust. Now we're about the time we want to start turning it over. See that? Nice crust at the bottom. All right, I got my steak like I want it. So when you are at the same, cut that fire off, take your pan, and now you want to transfer that. To transfer that to a nice bowl, you want to go ahead and set that to the side and let that sit right there. In the same pan, cut the fire back on. Clean up your mess if you made any, because you know, messy kitchens, sometimes a messy kitchen is good. But now what you want to do is put that garlic in that same pan and start to sear that up a little bit. Dump a little olive oil in there. Get that garlic started. A little bit of that steak crust at the bottom is perfect. It all adds flavor, as you know. You don't want to overcook the garlic and you don't want to burn it. So as soon as the garlic gets opaque and you can see through it, now you want to take all those beautiful craftsmanship of red and green and white, it's like Christmas, and put those onions and peppers right on the inside. Now you do not have to use this much, but I like it. All right, now what I like to do also is season up my vegetables just a little bit so every bite has a lot of flavor to it. If you're just using salt and pepper, go for it. If you want my steakhouse, this steakhouse goes on everything, vegetables, steak, gives you that good steakhouse flavor. You can get it off my website. Now, this is how I like my vegetables, nice and brown, not too done, but just a beautiful color. Now we go to the last step. And this is a very, very, very good step. You take that beautiful beef that you cooked and you just drop it right back in that pan. And ladies and gents, we are ready to plate. I got a pot of rice that's been sitting in the back. I hope you know how to cook rice, but if you don't, let me know in the comment section and I will show you how to cook a really good pot of rice without a rice cooker. But we're gonna throw this over some rice right now and do the taste test. And you know, I always say, don't trust somebody that don't eat their own food. So I'm gonna try this. You're gonna thank me for every bite and the experience that you have eating this. Let me know in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Share it with a friend. This is good.